Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Speaking School. I'm your host, John. I'm so happy you're here to learn English with me. Today, we have a very interesting English idiom for you. It is, get out of hand. Have you heard this one before? Idioms can be a little tricky sometimes, right? They don't always mean what they sound like, but don't worry. Stories help us understand new words and phrases much better. So, are you ready to hear a short story? This story will help us discover what get out of hand really means.
Yes, before our story, I want to say something very quickly. Do you like our podcast? We love making it for you. Please subscribe to our show. It's easy to do. Also, give us a like. A like helps other people find us. And if you have a friend learning English, please share our podcast with them. It really helps us grow our English Speaking School family. Thank you. Okay, now, are you really ready for our story? Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Speaking School. Today, I have a story for you about when a situation becomes very difficult to control. Meet Varia. She lives in a small apartment and loves to cook. One Friday, Maria decided to invite just 3 close friends for a quiet dinner. She planned a relaxing evening with good food, soft music, and nice conversation. Just 4 people, including herself. Simple and lovely. Her friend Leo called her. He said, "Maria, my sister is visiting from out of town. Can she join us for dinner too? She's very polite." Maria thought, "Okay, 1 extra person is fine." So she said, "Sure, Leo, no problem at all." Then another friend, Sarah, texted, "Maria, my new neighbor is lonely. She really needs to meet people. Can I bring her?" Maria hesitated a little. Now it would be 6 people, but she smiled and replied, "Yes, that's okay, Sarah." On Friday evening, Maria was in the kitchen cooking. The doorbell rang. It was Leo, his sister, and another person. Leo said, "Oh, this is my sister's friend. He just came along with us." Maria was surprised, but she tried to be a good host. She only had 6 chairs. Then Sarah arrived with her new neighbor and 2 more people behind them. They were her neighbor's friends. Suddenly, Maria's small apartment was full of people she didn't know. The music was very loud. People were laughing and shouting. Someone put their wet glass on Maria's wooden table without a coaster. Another person spilled a drink on the carpet. Maria looked around her crowded living room. There were at least 15 people. She didn't know most of them. She tried to talk to everyone, but it was impossible. She felt stressed and couldn't relax in her own home. What started as a small, quiet dinner party had changed completely. It grew, and Maria felt like she couldn't manage the situation anymore. Oh, wow. Poor Maria, right? Her small dinner party really got out of hand. It started small, but it became too big, too fast. She couldn't control it. That's a perfect example of our idiom today. When something gets out of hand, it means it becomes very difficult to control. Now, let's hear a different story. This one is about something that happens at work. Are you ready for our next story? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Speaking School. Today, I have another story for you about when a situation becomes very difficult to control. Meet Mark. He lives in a house and loves to make small improvements himself. One Saturday morning, Mark looked at his living room. He thought, "This wall needs a new color. I will paint just this one wall today." It seemed like a very simple job. He had paint, a brush, and a few hours. First, Mark needed to move a big bookshelf away from the wall. When he moved it, he saw a small, dark spot on the wall behind it. What is this?" he wondered. He touched the spot, and a piece of plaster fell off. There was a tiny hole. "Okay," Mark thought, "I can fix this small hole. Then I will paint." He went to get some plaster and tools. He started to work on the small hole. But when he scraped the old plaster, a bigger piece fell, then another. Soon, the small hole became a big area of missing plaster. Mark realized the whole section of the wall was weak.
Oh no, he sighed. I need to repair a much bigger area now. This will take more time. While he was working, he accidentally spilled a whole can of paint on the carpet. Now I need to clean this big mess too, he groaned. He spent the whole day just fixing the plaster. The living room was full of dust and tools. His simple painting project was completely forgotten. Mark sat down, tired. His house was a mess. What started as a small, easy task had grown much bigger and more complicated. He felt like he couldn't manage everything anymore. He just wanted to paint one wall, but now the whole room was a big problem.
Wow, those were two good stories, weren't they? In our first story, Maria planned a small dinner party for a few friends, but soon many more people arrived, and her small party became a big, noisy crowd. It was too much for her to control. Then, Mark just wanted to paint one wall, but a small hole became a big repair job, and he made a big mess. His simple task became very complicated and difficult to manage. In both stories, the situations became too difficult to control. They both got out of hand. So, our idiom for today is get out of hand. When something gets out of hand, it means a situation or a task becomes difficult to control or manage. It starts small, but it grows too big too fast. Here are a couple more examples for you. If children are playing and they start throwing food, you might say, "The kids' play is starting to get out of hand. We need to stop them." Or if you start buying many new clothes and you spend too much money, you could say, "My shopping habits are getting out of hand. I need to stop spending." So remember, get out of hand means losing control or becoming unmanageable. Try to use this idiom in your English conversations this week. Thank you so much for joining me today at English Speaking School. I hope you learned something new and useful. Keep practicing your English, and I will talk to you again very soon. Goodbye for now.